It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Friday. We made it to Friday, which is fantastic. Sarah is not with me, as you see this morning. She'll be traveling next week. So it'll be me for a while. I think I'll have Diana in next week with me. But at any rate, we'll get you the news that you need and tell you about some events coming up this weekend so you can take part and have a great weekend. Hope it's been a good week. Boy, this is happening again. The long string of ATM break-ins continues. This time, Marionville was targeted. Once again, thieves used a stolen truck to break into the machine and steal cash from inside. This is just the most recent in a series of these types of burglaries of ATMs. We've been telling you about it. Seems like a broken record. In the last several weeks, we've told you about some 16 of these thefts taking place all around the Ozarks and still no arrests. So whoever's doing this has got a system down, and it is proving effective. I just wonder, how much cash do they need? How long are they going to keep going? A man wanted in Illinois is under arrest in Christian County now. He was arrested after a short chase on Highway 65 involving Christian County deputies, some other law enforcement as well. The man led authorities on the car chase, then jumped out of the vehicle and took off into the woods where he was arrested. The family of the Springfield teacher who was killed in January in a car crash on Interstate 44 is suing now Amazon. Hillcrest High School teacher Jennifer Bryant lost her life when the truck hit her head-on. Her family is accusing Amazon of not properly training drivers and not properly evaluating drivers. The driver is also accused of being tired, asleep, or distracted, causing that crash. Sad story. Some of the guns from a pawn shop in Marshfield have now been recovered. Marshfield Gun and Pawn was burglarized a month ago. We told you about that. Thieves got away with 18 guns in total. Because of good record keeping, including the serial numbers, we know 4 of those guns have now been found and collected by police in the area. So when guns like that are stolen, the serial numbers go out and all the police departments get them, and then they can match them up with whatever they found. And so far, 4 of those guns have been found. Burrell Behavioral Health just opened a new center devoted to autism. It's located on Primrose near Glenstone. The new center is intended for teenagers and for older children. Burrell has an existing autism center that will continue work with younger kids. So this is for older kids. And it happened. The United States now has a ban on the TikTok app that will go into effect in less than a year. President Biden signed that bill into law yesterday. The owners, China-based ByteDance, has about 270 days to sell the company or not be allowed in U.S. app stores anymore. That means they wouldn't be able to, you could still have the app, but you wouldn't be able to update it, and eventually it would be obsolete. TikTok is planning to sue over free speech grounds. Democrats and Republicans, this is rare, but it happened, agree that TikTok can be used by the communist Chinese government to hurt America by collecting the data of millions of American users. So I'm surprised that it happened, to be honest with you. And we'll see what happens in court. It may not happen at all, but I'm surprised that the legislature went ahead with it. Closer to home, Glendale High School is getting turf for its baseball field, both on the infield and the outfield. It will be the first Springfield High School to have a turf outfield. Some of them have turf infields. The outfield will be marked with lines so the soccer and football teams can practice there as well and get a little bit more use out of that turf because it ain't cheap. The price tag is about $1.2 million. So Glendale, congratulations to them. This is still a long way off, and it still could change along the way. We'll keep you posted as it maybe does. But we now know who is inked for next year's Bass Pro Shops Tournament of Champions. One of the featured teams is Link Academy from Branson. I think they're in their 4th year. It's a school that just started. It's really got an unbelievable basketball team. They've already been ranked number 1 in the country went to the national championship in just the first 4 years. So they will be in this basketball tournament, the Tournament of Champions. Central High School will be in the tournament for the second year in a row, and Parkview will be back. So 3 local teams in the Tournament of Champions next year. Other big names include Christ the King out of New York. You've heard of them. And Milton, Georgia. They've been here before. And some other teams that haven't been here before. The 8-team Tournament of Champions is set for January of next year. Excuse me. Meanwhile, it's a tough time for the St. Louis Cardinals and their fans, and fans are showing their unhappiness with their dollars. Ticket sales and attendance are both down at Busch Stadium. Not abysmal. It's not abysmal like attendance at some of the other cities across the country, but it is down compared to St. Louis numbers, down by about 5,000 fans per home game when compared to last year's numbers up in St. Louis. So not trending well. The Cardinals had their first losing season last year since 2007. So they need to get it in shape because they had an exciting come from behind victory, I think, earlier this week. But they're going to have to do more than that because it's been rough. The Springfield Police Department, we've actually done stories on this. They have a shortage of employees, officers especially. The police department has a lot of jobs it needs to fill, so SPD is planning a free open house for those who might have questions about what it's like to work in the police department. That is tomorrow from 10 to noon at the Police and Fire Training Center on Battlefield at Scenic. The open house will feature officer jobs. Those are the jobs that are open, and officer jobs and office jobs. So not everybody's going to be an officer within the department, but they have jobs that are both. All you have to do is show up there 10 to 2 or 10 to noon if you are interested. 10 to noon tomorrow. Also tomorrow, you can jump into spring and buy plants and get some great advice from master gardeners. Big sale is happening at the Japanese Stroll Gardens inside Close Memorial Park on South Scenic. Starts at 8 o'clock and continues until they sell out. Rain or shine. It looks like rain. So be ready. You won't have to water when you get home. Starts at 8, continues until they sell out. Master Gardeners will have a similar plant sale in Nixa on May 4th, next Saturday, and also in Joplin on May 4th, next Saturday. So you have 3 chances, really, this weekend and next weekend to get the plants that you need for your house to be ready for the summer as it quickly approaches. Hey, I wanted to remind you about our Mother's Day giveaway. We're thrilled to do this. We're having a contest. You can go to AroundTheOzarks.com or the Around the Ozarks app to enter this contest. And one mother is going to receive a $150 gift card for a flower arrangement provided by the Flower Merchant, which does a great job, and also a $50 gift card to Civil Kitchen for dinner. So isn't that nice? All you have to do is enter at AroundTheOzarks.com. You can even enter your mom if you'd like. I think that'd be probably the thing to do. Win your mother a $150 flower arrangement from our friends over at the Flower Merchant, and a $50 gift card to Civil Kitchen, which has some great food. So we thank those sponsors, Flower Merchant and Civil Kitchen, for being part of that and offering up those delightful prizes on AroundTheOzarks.com and on your Around the Ozarks app for your phone. And just by the way, whenever you go to either the website or the app is free. You can get it, then you have it on your phone. We have all our podcasts there. You can catch up on Sarah and mine and all the others that we have there for you. We have a lot of stuff going on at AroundTheOzarks.com, and on the app, we have the calendar of events that tells you what's going on all around the Springfield area. So it's worth having. Have I sold it enough? It's worth having. You should get it. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week. We're wrapping up the week. Sarah is traveling next week. I will be here. I think I'm going to invite Diana to join me, and we will give you the news and have a good time. And then we'll see Sarah back the following week. But hope you have a fantastic weekend. It's going to be stormy and rainy for at least part of it. So you can check out Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather. If you're listening, you can stick around 30 seconds or so. Abby will pop up with her Wake Up Weather forecast. And if you go to If you prefer the video, then you can check it out on Facebook or aroundtheozarks.com or the app. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate you very much and hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you back here Monday.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday. It is April 26th, and we are talking the chance for rain, more thunderstorms, and a risk of severe weather as we head into the weekend. So thanks for listening this morning on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I am here to get you prepared. There's a lot to track today, Saturday, and on Sunday. Multiple opportunities for rain and thunderstorms, and we've got some of those on the way this morning. Yesterday, an incredibly rainy day across the Ozarks. We had several rounds of showers, thunderstorms, and even some flash flood warnings that had to be issued in response to that heavy rain. More than 2 inches of rain fell pretty quickly as early as the midday hour yesterday. More rain is on the way. It's a very stormy pattern that we have setting up across the Ozarks, and the risk for flooding does continue today. So a big heads up if you're going to be traveling out and about on any of the Ozarks roadways. Keep an eye out for water over the road. You do not want to try and cross that. Temperatures this morning are starting out very warm. We're in the upper 50s here in Springfield as of 5 a.m., but we're going to warm up into the low 70s this afternoon despite the rain and clouds. What happened is the warm front came through. That happened yesterday. In response to that, we now are set up in what we call the warm sector of the low pressure system. We've got really gusty south winds. It's going to keep our temperatures warm. We have high dew point temperatures, which means a lot of moisture, a lot of juice to tap into for the rain and thunderstorms to develop. And there is a risk of severe weather in the Ozarks today. This stretches all the way from portions of northwest Iowa clear down to Dallas, Texas. So we are talking about a big area of the Midwest, and we're included in that could see some severe storms. Now, I think the best chance for severe storms today is going to be west of Highway 65, but some of those strong storms could develop as early as this morning. We may have some storms out for the morning drive, and I think we hold on to that opportunity for rain and thunderstorm activity through the midday hour, through the lunch hour, and then things finally begin to taper off late tonight. A few showers and thunderstorms could linger through the evening drive tonight, but I think most of it gets out of here by late this afternoon. There will be the potential for all modes of severe weather today, and by that, I mean very gusty winds, large damaging hail, and even a few tornadoes that are possible. The Storm Prediction Center has us outlined with a risk of severe weather for the Ozarks today. So it's very important, no matter where you are, just make sure you have a way to get your watches and warnings on your phone alerted to you, and you have a plan no matter where you are. Home, school, work, you know where you're going to go if severe weather does strike your area. For the weekend, we've got heavy rain chances each and every day, today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. I have chances for showers and storms. Now, I still think the driest time is going to be Saturday afternoon. I can't completely rule out a stray shower or pop-up thunderstorm. If that happens, it could be severe, but the best chance for rain is actually going to come in here very late Saturday night. I think after sunset, it has the chance for severe weather, and then it looks like we'll keep some widespread rain and thunderstorm activity in the forecast for Sunday as well. The greatest risk for severe storms, as I mentioned, is Saturday night. Potential for severe thunderstorms across southeast Kansas and western Missouri. Severe thunderstorm chances exist on Sunday, and we also have the same risks here. We're talking hail to the size of golf balls, damaging wind gusts, and even the risk for tornadoes. That's late Saturday night into Sunday. Anybody with outdoor plans, if you're traveling, I mean, this is a big heads up that you might want to rethink any like camping outings. Something like that would be a dangerous choice for the weekend. But if you've got outdoor plans, just make sure you're prepared to move things inside, go to your backup plan because it may be necessary this weekend, any day, today, tomorrow, or on Sunday. It will be dry and warm next week, and by the time Monday gets here, we will be very thankful for the dry weather. If you have outdoor plans, make sure you're just checking the forecast, having multiple ways to receive your weather information. You can always check aroundtheozarks.com. We've got you covered there, and it'll tell you when severe weather is coming our way as well. Also, exit waterways, and if a thunderstorm is approaching, I know we're getting to be to that time of year in the Ozarks where everybody wants to get out on the water, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, all pretty crowded, but consider alternate plans this weekend. And if you hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning, so make sure you head indoors. That severe weather chance across the central United States really taking the national headlines this weekend. All eyes on the Midwest. Flash flood risk is also going to be in the headlines as well. Of course, we have our own flooding concerns here with more than 5 inches of rain in a matter of a couple of days for many places in the Ozarks. But a flash flood risk is also in the headlines for portions of eastern and central Oklahoma. That's going to happen Saturday night. Torrential rain expected there. So flooding will likely be a concern. Also, high fire danger in the weather headlines across the country for the southern high plains. That's where we are seeing dry, windy conditions and very low dew points. We've got all the high dew points here in the Midwest, allowing for our severe weather chances. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for you on this stormy Friday. Here's the question that I left you with yesterday. What is something that a typhoon has never done? Do you think it was A, produce a tornado, B, form near the equator, C, grow 500 miles wide, or D, cross the equator after forming? We don't talk a whole lot about typhoons, but if you had a good guess, it would have been D, cross the equator after forming. It's actually a myth that hurricanes and typhoons cannot form very close to the equator. Well, that theory was busted when it happened several times. There have been hurricanes and typhoons that form very, very close to the equator. We're talking within miles. But if a tropical cyclone were to cross the equator, it would begin ingesting air, rotating in the opposite direction, and that change in wind would likely be enough to disrupt and weaken the storm so that it would collapse on itself. It is conceivable that a storm could cross the equator for a very small distance. Since the opposing rotation is fairly small, very close to the equator, it might be able to live a little bit, but there is no documented case of this ever happening. So D, cross the equator after forming, is the correct answer. Congrats if that was your guess. All correct answers entered to win a $20 gift card to Scooter's Coffee. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with and answer for you on Monday morning. When did the United States flag get its 50th star? The options that I'll leave you with: A, July 4th, 1776, B, April 6th, 1865, C, July 4th, 1960, or D, April 26th, 1960. Thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. I'm meteorologist Abby Dyer. I want everybody to stay safe this weekend, so please remain weather aware. If you see water over the road, turn around and find a different way around. Again, we will see a high temperature near 72 degrees today. Rain and storms for the afternoon hours. Some could be severe. I will hold on to that chance for severe weather Saturday night into Sunday. Everyone stay safe, have a great weekend, and I'll chat with you again early next week.